Thank God my sciatic nerve isn't killing me like it was for the last 2 weeks. But here we are. We've basically got all the drywall done. We've got to throw this piece up. We have it on the ground there. We got to move that vent first. And we're going to put it up here somewhere. Now, so here's what we got. I'm going to give you guys a little tour of what the finished drywall looks like. And for some reason, this light doesn't work in the stairwell there. But let's turn the camera around and we'll start with this part up the tour. So obviously the yellow drywall I never installed. It was already here all the way up until this part and that lower part, and this side I never did. But I will have to patch and fix. So this is that stair that we did. Look at that. We had to cut this in half. We couldn't put a full sheet because we had to slide it behind the stairs there. But just so you see what's going on, look at that. There was really no other way to do this bulkhead here. I know it looks low, but if you look at me when I'm walking downstairs, my head just misses it. I made sure I'm 6'1". I made this as tight as possible, where it would be easy to tape, easy to drywall, and it will look good when it's done. So, just so you guys can see, this is a stairwell. Got a little gap there, but you know, not everything's perfect. Threw this sheet in. I built this part up, make it easier for taping, so you don't got all these nooks and crannies to tape. We've got our slope going down, and we screwed off a bunch of stuff. As you can see, I built the bulkhead on a bit of an angle, so when the light comes in it can deflect off, and made the bulkhead go all the way across. I think the piping ended somewhere here, but I figured it would look stupid to have just a square box here, so we angled it in. You know, it might not have been the best choice. I should have maybe brought it back a little farther here because of the MDF box that's going to go around this window. But you can see that drywall is pristine. Now, I know a lot of people will be like, why is there lines on all of it? Why? How come? Well, two reasons why I do lines. One, when you're setting up the drywall by yourself, you know exactly where the stud is. In this case, it's a little off. I didn't make a mistake on this one, but it's a little off. You can kind of see that's where the stud is. And I think that's where I missed actually, somewhere here. And that's when I realized it needs to move over. But I do the lines, so when you're installing, you know exactly where you're going to hit. You're not going to have much damage on the drywall. The screw's going to go where it needs to go. And on walls like this, which I actually have to put a couple more screws in this one, because this is an exterior wall and there's no glue on that. But all the interiors are made out of wood, so you can see. Let me shed some light on the subject here. You can see that that I've only put one screw because this wall has glue on all the studs, so you don't need much more. You can hear that it's not vibrating because the glue's grabbed it, right? It's pretty solid. Like, this is solid. But there's insulation on this wall, so it's not going to be as thuddy. This is thuddy because there's some stuff in the wall. But, so we're going to install that vent pipe. We're going to bring that guy down, and bring it out this way. And we're going to basically start mudding and taping. But I wanted to give you guys a view from here, all of what has been done. I know it just looks like drywall, but all the blemishes have been cut out. So when we do our confill, we're going to confill everything first. All the screws, everything. The reason why I do confill, it's a trick I kind of came up with when I was production taping. Most of the time you got to hit these screws 3 times with mud in order for them to cover nicely. But with confill, because it doesn't shrink, you throw the confill on, sand it, you can literally hit it with 1 coat of mud. And then it's done, right? The ceiling's going to be textured, so we only got to do 1 coat on there. So tape, 1 coat, and the butt joints here have to get like maybe 2 coats so that it covers nicely. So this is the living area, kind of slash living room. It's small. It's 8 feet from here to there. And yeah, that's where the closet was going, but we took it out to get more space because without that closet, we have no space in here. Like that would have came out to about here in line. And you can kind of see how we straightened out that wall. You can see how this is the original wall, and this is the wall I built next to it so it could be level. And the electrician has put his box here on the level wall, but when we go to drywall this, we're gonna have to move that box. So apparently they want this drywall that's gonna need to be framed up a little bit and whatnot. So this is the bathroom. Yes, I know there's no green drywall. I was told not to, and I'm not gonna argue. You know, they don't want it, they don't want it. Give them all the explanations. No mold will transfer. It's mold resistant, all that kind of stuff. They're like, no, no, no. So, bathroom. Boom. We're gonna walk in. And that's where the sink is gonna go. They have their plug. And this is the alteration we made earlier because the toilet was so close. And this wall actually used to go across here. So we sunk it back to give an extra, basically 7 inches here, which gives you 7 inches from the toilet to the sink, right there. So now we're gonna go into the bedroom. So you can see we've done our bulkhead, and yeah, the door's gonna be a little bit lower in this spot only, but that's fine. So we've overhung our drywall here for our corners. So when we do our flusher, which I have the flusher right here, I'm sure. I'll show you guys what I mean by the, where's the flusher? What is a flusher? Are we talking about flushing the toilet? There's the flusher. Boom. Flusher. See how nicely that sits in the corner? And I should have actually done it on this side, but I didn't. And that's going to make my life a little bit of a pain in the ass, but not so much. As long as this ski hits the drywall, which it just barely does. See that? Makes it harder, but you can see what I mean. So the ski is way back on that now. And it's nicer. So we can always router that off later. And I did the same thing with the top. So it was probably because I'm in so much pain, I wasn't thinking about this, but hey, here we are. Look, see, top, nice, easy. And this is going to be like an inch piece at the end of it all. So imagine trying to use a flusher on that. You don't want to hand tape it if you don't have to. So anyways, that's why we extended it past it like that. And now we're going into the bedroom. And you see the drywall. Not much gaps. Whatever gaps are there will be hit with confill. Electrical panels nice and tight, framed out properly. And we got our bedroom window and our nice little walk-in closet here. They wanted to make this smaller. I said, you have this space. It's good to have a walk-in closet that's big like this. Why do you want to make it smaller? You're just going to make more work. And with this, you have more room. You shouldn't have an issue storing stuff. So we got a couple blowouts, like in that corner. All be confilled, but you can see everything's nicely screwed off. Anything that missed has been dented in so that when we go to mud, we don't have to really stop doing what we're doing. We can just continue. Did a nice 45 wall here, add more space. That gave us a good tight radius around the furnace, so you can still service it. That was the other reason why we put this wall so close to the humidifier, because now we can access it. So we built this, we're going to build a panel around that. And then there you have it. We're going to get to mudding and taping.